So if you guys are seeing this, I'm probably already traveling or almost home. But I know a lot of people have asked for my take on everything I did and the feedback I have after working here in Ukraine. Um, I want to tell you guys about it. So I will say, because I know people are going to ask, no, Ukraine is not in fact full of Nazis. Uh, Pretty simple if you actually understand the history of this place and you talk to the people that none of the Russian propaganda is true. So I didn't get much time in Ukraine. I mainly spent my time doing humanitarian stuff at first, ferrying vehicles around, and then um, went to go work at a volunteer NGO. I wasn't paid or anything. I didn't see combat. I was purely there as a volunteer instructor on my own dime uh, to help train Ukrainian forces. We trained them basically to get them up to a NATO standard. And you're dealing with guys from all kinds of different skill levels. You've got guys who have no military experience. You have guys who've got a little bit of experience. You have guys who've been in actual combat and seen fighting and are top shit. And then sometimes you got guys that have just been shelled for weeks on end. There's a whole multitude of different people and skill sets that you interact with, and thankfully my experience as an instructor in the Marine Corps allowed me to thrive in that environment, and I have nothing but positive takeaways from this experience. You run into all kinds of people. Everyone here has been so friendly. The food has been great. Everything about this country is amazing. I had Ukrainian soldiers welcome me like I was their own family and close friends, and bond with people on a whole nother level of friendship that I haven't felt since being in the Marine Corps. It was nice, as nice as it is to be out of the Marine Corps and be back in a civilian job. It was nice being over here and being in a military environment again, having it structured, having your daily schedule, and actually working towards an actual training regiment and seeing the difference. In the Marine Corps, I learned to accept a long time ago that the changes I made over the 7 years that I was an instructor alone, I will probably never see. I may see them the next time the Marine Corps gets into a major conflict, but probably in my lifetime I won't get to see the doctrine changes that I helped create. And it's a hard realization to come to. Not getting to do much in the Marine Corps other than instructing, but also realizing that it is rewarding in itself. But you don't get that satisfaction or the gratification of seeing the instant change. Whereas here in Ukraine, I'm seeing instant improvement in guys from first day to last day, to where I know for a fact that, hey, I'm helping these guys have a better chance at survival, a better chance of taking care of each other, a better chance of taking back their own country, and it's really rewarding. I know it may sound a little bit selfish, but I thoroughly enjoyed getting the gratification, satisfaction, I don't know, of seeing that change and knowing that I have an instant impact on how things could be and helping shape the future of this country. I worked with a lot of great individuals who want to see change in their military. One of the hardest things is breaking old Soviet-style habits that have, come about in the Ukrainian military because, surprise, it's a post-Soviet country. It still has post-Soviet doctrine to an extent. They've got like a hybrid style warfare of mixing some NATO tactics with Soviet style tactics, but for the most part, you have to break those Soviet habits. And it's difficult at times, especially when you got guys who are stubborn and set in their ways. I learned it this way, I'm going to keep doing it this way. You got to learn to roll with it and deal with it and teach them as you can. But there was a lot of guys here that genuinely reminded me of great officers in the Marine Corps that I've worked with, great Western style leaders. Something as simple as a company commander refusing to eat and sit down until all of his men have eaten, or all of them have gotten food. Inviting the instructors down to sit down to lunch with them, just having a nice friendly conversation, sharing stories about families and bonding. You've got leaders who are actually stepping in and paying attention to the instructions we're giving and the teachings we're giving, and stepping in and making corrections, because as awesome as it is to have me or the other instructors giving these life lessons or teaching them these new tactics, it means something more coming from their direct leader. It's the same as if I were getting a random instructor telling me something versus my staff sergeant or my gunnery sergeant teaching it to me. I can teach it to them all they want, they may ignore me, but hearing it come from their company commander or their battalion commander it's different. And it shows a level of care that I haven't seen even in the Marine Corps in a while. And it's amazing to see. These people will not stop fighting. They want their country back, and they're not going to give up. And they want to improve, and they want to do what's best for their country and best for their people. And I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'll cut to an interaction in just a second, but like working with interpreters, it's different. I figured it was going to be extremely difficult because I failed. I was supposed to try and learn Ukrainian before I came. I didn't really do that well. I learned how to count to 10 and then I forgot everything. But I picked up a couple things combat related along the way. But working with an interpreter is something that was very easy to get used to. But once you start to do it and you start to break things down at a simpler level, it's really great. And here I'll cut to a clip real quick of one of my fellow instructors talking about it.
Well, now it's not relevant. Yeah. It's interesting, man. Like I always thought, like, man, like when I first was explaining this stuff to people, I was like, man, it's really hard to do with a translator. Mm-hmm. And like it takes you twice as long to say everything. Mm-hmm. But what I realize now is that
you get time to think.
You actually convey the point, I think, better because you say it slower. Mm-hmm. And when you have to pause, it gives everybody a moment, gives you to think, and it gives them a moment to think. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting.
Okay, so
I actually like.
Again, it was really nice seeing the change in the skill set and the skill level of the soldiers you're working with. Having them thank you for that stuff, having some of them, like, a lot of them thought we were here on big money contracts, and they actually would get into tears and hug us when they found out that we're here for free. And they genuinely thought we were getting paid big money, and that we were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, no, none of us have been paid. Like, I have a friend who escaped occupation in Mariupol, and he's been through a lot, and as I've helped rescue him, he's been working for free the entire time just to save and benefit his country. Like I told many of the guys here in Ukraine, as much as I would love to be on the front lines with them, I am extremely broken. My back and my knees, my ankles are destroyed. I would be somewhat useful on the front line, but I'm also a liability, and it would suck to have people die because of my inability to perform up to standard. And on top of that, I've got a skill set that I learned. If I get schwacked by a random piece of artillery, that knowledge and that ability to pass that knowledge on effectively is gone. So I'm going to stick with what I do. I enjoy teaching, I enjoy passing on the knowledge, and it's really rewarding. And it's just, there's so many things I want to say, but I can't really put them into words. Like, just walking around the cities and stuff, I still get physically angry seeing all the buildings and the civilian homes destroyed, and seeing just all the random destruction for absolutely no reason that didn't need to happen. People dying and people suffering for no reason. And these men having to go to war to save their country for no reason. But I've worked with a lot of great dudes, men and women. It's been a great time. I'm willing to answer any questions as well. I don't know if my ramblings will go on, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll either do some video responses to them or do some comment responses. This will be posted on Twitch and YouTube. So hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like the feedback, and hope to share more about my experience.
Слава Україні! Героям слава! Слава нації! Слава! Україна! Понад усе! Путін! Ура!